All right, without further ado, I'm going to bring our headliner up. He is brilliant, he is funny, he's British. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Shrunken!
Good evening, everyone. Are you well?
Hello.
Hello. Yes, hello. As you can tell from the accent and me shouting from over there, yes, I am British. I know that there's a lot of preconceptions about being British. The most common words you hear people think about are Doctor Who, James Bond, and Downton Abbey. Yeah. So this could be a disappointment. There's a lot of other preconceptions people have about the country, but the phrase you hear the most when you come here is, "Oh my God, I love your accent."
Right, right.
Which is one of the nicest compliments you can ever have. But for reference, this isn't a good British accent. It's not bad. It's not posh. It's not common. I'm just middle ground, right? I'm middle ground British. But people seem to like it.
Right.
So I was in work one day at lunchtime, and I'd get a sandwich. I went to Lenny's on 23rd Street. I was in the queue, and I said, "Hi, can I get a ham and mustard sandwich?" And the woman behind the till goes, "Oh my God, are you British?" "Yes." "Could you say something for me?" Now at this point, I have a queue of people. There's about 20 people behind me going, "Say whatever she wants." Yeah. "We want our lunch." Move on. So obviously being incredibly polite to say, "Of course, madam, what can I say for you?" She goes, "Would you say the rain in Spain stays mainly on the plane?"
My fair lady?
Exactly.
Oh, Rex Harrison.
So, but this is the thing, sir, you need to understand. No British person has ever said that. Ever. But more importantly, no Spanish weather forecaster said it either. That's fine. That's what they want to hear, that's what they're going to hear. But you do get some strange questions and preconceptions of what they think England is like. So my favourite one I've had was from a colleague. And he said, "Do you celebrate Mother's Day in the UK?" And I go, "Yes." He goes, "What do you call it?" "Mother's Day?" During the summer, do you remember it was all the thunderstorms? It was really bad. During the summer, it's either really hot or thunderstorms and rain all the time. And he said to me, he asked the question, he said, "Does it rain a lot in the UK?" Now, weather is one of our specialist subjects. And I said, "Well, yes, we're an island nation. The warm weather comes off the Atlantic, it warms as it comes to the side of the coast. So, say the western side of the UK, it does rain more than the east. We're an island nation." He goes, "Right. Is there a high suicide rate in areas of high rainfall?" Now, I don't know about you guys, but suicide is not a topic I jump to. And I don't often allocate it to weather. So I said, "Yes, you're absolutely right. When it starts chucking it down, we don't sell umbrellas, it's just razor blades. Just down, not across." So I should explain why I'm here. I'm not a tourist, really not. I had a very eventful 2012. I fell in love. Steady on, there's more to go. So, but the problem is, my girlfriend, we were kind of dating, and then her job took her to America, took her to New York. I'm still in the UK. So we did long distance, which is transatlantic. So the questions you want to know, yes, it was very expensive. 2, was worth every penny. But I know this is New York City. Long distance can be, if you're not within 5 blocks of each other, it ain't going to work. Right. So anyhow, we were dating, and we kind of come over, and I decided, it was less than 9 months of properly dating. I said, "She's the one for me. I want to get married."
Whoa!
So after 9 months of dating, I flew over here in the April. I asked her to marry me. We got married 3 months later. And then 3 months after that, I got my papers and I managed to get into the country.
Oh my God!
So I tell that story because it's completely true. I love telling that story. But the thing is, it's one for the romantics in the room, like, "Oh, that gives us hope. That could be us." Andrew, this could be you. You can meet the one and be done. Sold down the river. However, when I tell this story, there's more people in the room, but you can tell there's more couples who've been together a bit longer. Say a year, 18 months. Been together but not had that chat. They hate this bit of the show. Because they're going to have a really awkward taxi journey home going, "Well, he decided quite quickly."
Yeah.
And then he has that question thing, "We need to have a talk." True. So anyway, I moved here, and obviously when you move to another city, or even to another country, I don't know anybody here.
Right.
So I needed to make friends. So I was saying, well, what can I do? And, it's good, as you get older, it's hard to meet people, and it's tricky. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to try meetup.com, because that's kind of like-minded people of similar hobbies. And this is New York City. There's 8 million people here. I'm bound to find somebody who I'll have something in common with. That seems like a good idea. So I'm sat at the laptop and I type stuff in of things I'm interested in. Like socializing, music, film, food, travel, all this kind of stuff. And I was waiting to see what I got back. So I'm sat there waiting in anticipation. What's it going to be? First message comes through. Ding. We think you'd like to join Russian Wives of New Jersey. Having recently got a wife, I wasn't in the market for a second. Number 2, I don't speak Russian. And 3, I don't live in New Jersey. But it was a lovely starting point. I thought, okay, computers are calibrating. I'll wait for the next one. Asian, lesbian, Latino, bisexual, social.
Woo!
Now, I'll be honest, I have seen some of those films. But I knew this wasn't the group for me, because I knew the wife wouldn't be that keen. So, alright, come on. Okay, number 3, lucky number 3. What's it gonna be? Ding! Third message comes through. Conscious, Buddhist, alcohol-free, vegan, exercise group.
Oh.
Now, I am conscious.
Yes.
I got friends who are Buddhist.
Yes.
I got friends who are alcohol-free. I got friends who are vegan. I would not put them all together.
No.
Most boring conversation you'll ever have. So, yeah, but I end up meeting people. It's kind of weird. You kind of get the life here. But you kind of realise that, unlike a lot of couples who kind of get married after living together for some time, we never lived together before. So we're going through the whole nesting thing together. It's quite an adventure. You kind of discover what each other likes. It's a new thing. And we realised we wanted to kind of make something to kind of, for the place our own. So we decided we needed to buy a new bed.
Right.
Now, not because we'd broken the old one, but we gave it a good damn shot. So we went shopping to a Sleepy's on a Saturday morning, which is nothing more coupley than you get into. You walk into Sleepy's, there are 25 beds in the room, a shop assistant in the far corner, and you're like going, so how am I going to do this? Because you're kind of going, how do you test it? Now remember, a bed, you spend a third of your life asleep. You spend between 6 to 10 hours a night asleep. So there should be a quantitative level of testing here. But what you really do, you kind of sit down on it for 10 seconds going, too firm, too soft, no, seen the price, not doing that one. Yeah, it's a dumb thing. It's an artificial shopping experience. It's all bullshit. But I think what we all should acknowledge is we're all adults in this room. When you're buying a bed's not necessarily just for sleeping in. A bed is a jungle gym for sex. So your testing should incorporate this in the whole process. I think you want to see how much give you get in the headboard, how much resistance, what's the height when you're standing at the edge of it? You want to make sure, what kind of maneuverability have you got? And for some people, they may want to know how many people you can get in the bed. It's funny because it's true. And, so where are we going next? So yeah, so let me buy a bed, we kind of settle in. And, but I'm here, I'm trying to kind of help. America and England had a special relationship. It's kind of got a little bit off piece. So I'm kind of here as kind of my cultural exchange program. I'm trying to build things back. So there's a few things I want to apologise for. I'm really sorry about Piers Morgan. I'm sorry. I'm also really sorry. Our musical output is shocking now. We had the Beatles, we had the Rolling Stones, right?
Yeah.
So on behalf of my country, I'm really sorry about One Direction. The other thing I'm really sorry about is burning down the White House in 1814. Always a bit awkward that one when you mention it. Bit of a historical reference. So, as part of my kind of cultural exchange stuff, one of the things I'm really understanding about the differences between us all is language. Because English is a floral, a very beautiful language. And you guys have really taken with it and run with it. You've dropped a few vowels along the way. You can put the letter U into colour and aluminium, that's fine. Yes. But there's a few things I just want to kind of just check back with you to see if you're aware of these things. There's certain phrases I've learned and I've heard here, I've never heard anywhere else. These are at work mainly. word phrases. One of them is, I'm reaching out to somebody. That's a bullshit phrase. You just sent an email. Just admit it. Another one that really annoys me is, and I'll be honest, this is not a sexist comment, I hear it mainly from women, and it's a group discussion, and they're trying to piece together what's happened. But they start the sentence off with, I want to say it was brunch, it was Tuesday or Wednesday. I want to say it's bad English. Just admit it was, I think it was.
Yeah.
That's much better, I feel much more rounded than that one. There's other thing, we back home, we have rhyming slang. We kind of embrace language, much more poetic. Poetry, you might have heard Cockney rhyming slang. So certain phrases you hear, like apples and pears, stairs.
Right.
Okay? Britney Spears, going for a couple of Britney Spears, beers. Miley Cyrus, rhyming slang for parental disappointment. But the one I really want to talk about right now is swearing. Because Americans, your go-to swear word is the word fuck.
Yeah.
In New York in particular, you fuck this, you fuck that, morning, noon, night, that's your go-to word, fuck.
Right.
You've embraced it as a state.
Yeah.
However, we're going to do a bit of cultural learning right now. And it's a bit like you had lessons in languages back in college and high school. I'm going to say a word and I get you to say it back. Okay? I'm increasing your education. So the first one we're going to start off with tonight is a word to indicate frustration. And that word is the word arse. A-R-S-E. Arse. Not ass, not asshole, arse. So I'm going to say it, then you're going to say it. 1, 2, 3, arse.
Arse.
Lovely. Second word we're going to go for tonight. This is like a part A and a part B. This is another one to kind of, men will relate to this one initially, the women will kind of join in. The second word we're going to go with tonight is the word bollocks. Bollocks, which is a slang term for testicles. Bollocks. Hit your toe on a door, bollocks. You missed your taxi, bollocks. So here we go, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, bollocks.
Bollocks.
Excellent. Now, the interesting thing about the English language, you can put one word in front of that and make it fantastic. And the word you put in front of it is the word dogs. The dog's bollocks. That's a positive thing, because it's the coolest thing you can have. It's called the dog's bollocks. So we're going to try that one out. 1, 2, 3, dog's bollocks.
Dog's bollocks.
There you go. And for the ladies, if you feel a bit awkward using that phrase, you can say the cat's flaps. Perfectly acceptable. Perfectly acceptable. So, the third word we'll use tonight. Come on. The third word I'm going to teach you tonight is a very useful word. And it's a very good descriptive word for an individual. And that word is wanker. Wanker is a slang term for somebody who masturbates and is a waste of space. A palm pilot, a bean flicker, a masturbator. I know, I say it in such a posh voice as well.
Yes.
But of course, I've watched enough American television. You like spelling bees, you need to have it in a sentence. So the sentence tonight is, you're a wanker. So on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, you're a wanker?
You're a wanker.
I love your accent. So things I've learned since I've been here, like, and I'm trying to immerse myself into your culture and your things. And there's some things I've learned being like a long-term tourist. I've been here over a year. I kind of get my, understand certain things.
Right.
I know that Elmo works at tips down in Times Square. I know that you've got 2 swipes at the subway thing, or else someone's going to stab you. You also have a lot of TV channels, more than I really believed before I got here. Because you have TV channels here that show the same shows, but on a different channel, but in a different order.
Right.
So you got some of one season they're kind of out of sync. So you can't work out if I'm watching the right one or not. The other week I'm pretty sure I saw a show called How 2.5 Men Big Bang Your Mother. The other things are Broadway, Theatrelandia, Broadway, big business in Manhattan. But I realised that Broadway's quality control of what the topic of the musicals are now varies wildly. There is a musical now for Rocky. And the tagline for Rocky is called Love Wins. And I hate spoilers. But I think one of the most interesting differences about the two countries is about national drink. New Yorkers in particular, you drink coffee. Coffee is your go-to drink. Right, morning and night you like coffee. But we drink tea. But the full sentence in the UK is a cup of tea and a sit down. New Yorkers, you drink coffee and have an obstacle course. Now, you've got to watch this one. Now, a lot of people don't really pay. You have to see this now. It's on Monday when you see people going to work. Especially, I go to Grand Central and you can see those people running to work. And New York's got so many people, nobody wants to touch each other. Well, there's private space. So no one wants to touch each other. But the thing is, you're trying to do this while holding a boiling hot beverage in your hand. So you can't go, it's not going to work. Anyhow. So, the other things I've noticed, and I love this country, I really do love it here. But America, you're very proud of yourself, and I love that pride. You're very passionate about yourselves. The flags are everywhere, and you do play your national anthem a lot. At the drop of a hat, you will play your national anthem like that, and you have a roof-raising, beautiful battle cry, the Star Spangled Banner. I love that, because you play it everywhere. Our national anthem is God Save the Queen. We ask an imaginary person to look after a little old lady. So, how do I answer? Yeah, the thing I love, I think, most about New York in particular is that you welcome everything here. Every nationality, every sexuality, every type of person's politics. Doesn't matter if you're a man, woman, no matter what you do, what you want to believe in. Everyone is very accepting here. And I think that's the most brilliant thing of the whole thing. And I call this show Love Your Accent for one very simple thing. New Yorkers love your own accent. It's not about being a British accent. Love your own accent. Love being a New Yorker. And share that with everybody, because that's what being proud is. Because if you don't love your accent, you're just a wanker. There you go, I've been Chris Williams, That Brick Guy. I've got something for you guys in the audience. Thank you very much.
Everybody, Chris Williams.